A Republican congressman just stepped in as Elon Musk attacks Poland's foreign minister. And if even a Republican congressman is calling this out, you know it's bad. But what's even more surprising is that this congressman was bashing Trump and his decisions pretty much his entire interview, which shows just how unhappy he is with the government right now. Just take a look at this.
Joining us now is Republican Congressman Don Bacon of Nebraska. He sits on the Armed Services Committee. Congressman, thanks for coming on and sharing your time with us. So I want to dive right into it. Ukrainian President Zelensky will also be in Saudi Arabia, but is not expected to attend these talks. Do you believe the White House is sidelining Zelensky in this peace process?
It's a terrible mistake not to have the Ukrainian leader in the talks. We've seen a history of this. I remember when the Trump administration was negotiating with the Taliban without the Afghan government, that really weakened the Afghan government thereafter. And we could go all the way back to 1938 when Neville Chamberlain negotiated with Adolf Hitler, and they carved up the Czechoslovakia territory and basically demanded the Czechoslovakian leader give in to their demands, Hitler's and Chamberlain, the leader of Great Britain at the time. And then a year later, Germany took the rest of Czechoslovakia and invaded Poland. Ukraine is our ally. They want to be part of the West. Russia is our adversary. And it's time that this administration gets this in their brain. They're treating Putin with velvet gloves, and they're being harsh to our allies. And I got to tell you, I'm hearing from all over the world, but particularly lots of Republicans in Omaha who do not like what they see.
So you believe, it sounds like, that the Trump administration is just being too conciliatory towards Russia right now and sort of walking away from its legacy of being the leader of the free world?
We are the leader of the free world, but right now, many countries are questioning, are we still the leader of the free world? We may be the most powerful country in the world. We were the leader of the free world, but it appears to many leaders and people all over, to include Republicans in Nebraska, that this administration is walking away from that legacy that was built by Ike Eisenhower and all these presidents, and really a capstone of Ronald Reagan, peace through strength, and building these close alliances. And we are undermining that legacy right now. I'm not interested in a foreign policy that is totally built on realism or transactionalism, where it's just, what do we have in it for us? I believe in having a foreign policy that's a mix of realism, protecting our country, and idealism, where we're the leaders standing for freedom, free markets, rule of law. And we gotta be clear-eyed, but also have moral clarity. Putin invaded Ukraine. He's murdered all of his political opponents. He tried to kill a previous Ukrainian prime minister. He's bombing cities. He's ramped up the bombing of cities since President Trump has been harsh towards President Zelensky. We got to see this. We're playing into the hands of Putin, and I think it's devastating for our national security and our foreign affairs for the years to come. So I'm very concerned.
Trump, for his part, he touts that he's a deal maker. He is predicting very big things in these Saudi talks this week. We know Secretary of State Marco Rubio is landing there soon. Do you share that optimism at all?
Well, I do want peace. We want a fair peace. We want a just peace. But how do you have a just peace if you don't have Zelensky in the meetings? I just don't think it's right. We have a long history of seeing how you cut one party out and show favoritism to one side or the other. It don't work. But why are we showing favoritism to the thug, to the dictator, to the murderer? It doesn't make sense to me.
Very quickly, I've got to ask you about this back and forth on X with the Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Elon Musk clashing with Poland's foreign minister over the use of Musk's Starlink satellite internet system in Ukraine. What did you think about that?
Well, I served in NATO. I worked with Polish officials, Polish military. I've been to Poland twice now. There's very few countries that are more pro-American than Poland. Maybe the Baltics are right in there as well. They want our presence. And they also know that the fall of Ukraine would be devastating to their national security, not only Poland, but the Baltic countries. And I thought, why is a White House official that's not even elected, it's not the president or the vice president, why is that person belittling the Polish foreign minister? It's not appropriate. It's not right. We need more discipline in the White House. Now, Poland's our friend. If you got heartburn with them, get them on the phone and talk to them. But stop the public bashing of our friends in a world that's where we have real threats out there with China, Russia, and Iran. So I didn't like what I saw. I thought we could be better.
Congressman Don Bacon, thank you so much for coming on, sharing your
you.
time and your perspective on the news today. We appreciate it. Look forward to having you back on.
It is clear that he and many other Republicans are not happy with the direction that Trump is taking things currently. He voiced his concerns and disapproval very clearly, and he thinks that Trump is pro-Putin at this point, and he's not happy about that. But not only that, he also wants to maintain friendly relations with countries like Poland, which Elon and Trump are not doing a great job at. And instead of bending the knee, he is actually standing up for what he believes in and is calling out Elon and Trump for these bad decisions. And like I said earlier, you know it's bad if even Republicans are calling out your bad decisions. This is devastating news for Elon and Trump, and it makes you wonder just how long until even more Republicans start to turn on them.